Hey everyone, my name is Trevor and I'm going to be talking about socialization and culture. First off, let me define the words socialization and culture. Socialization is defined as the process of taking on the values and practices of your culture. Culture, on the other hand, is hard to define because it is so broad. One good definition for culture is the existence of shared understandings and ideas among groups of people that allow for cooperation, and then this cooperation creates bigger groups of people. These two words go hand in hand because we learn culture through socialization. But how does this work? Do people simply tell us what is right or wrong, desirable or undesirable, or what our culture is? The answer is no. These things are learned through patterns that we recognize from a young age. We are shaped and molded by these patterns, who make us who we are today. Socialization is the interactions with other people. For example, someone who grew up rich and went to a private school will recognize different social patterns than someone who grew up poor in a failing public school. Another example of something humans learn through socialization is racism. Nobody is born racist, and there's nothing in our DNA that codes for racism. Racism is something that is taught. Deborah von Osdale and Joe Fegan recorded interactions among certain preschoolers and found that even though the school never taught racism, even promoted multicultural, children still learned and exerted racism. This told us that there are other forms of socialization besides between the people that we surround ourselves with, in particular through the media. Think about it. We are constantly barraged by messages telling us what toys to buy, what food to get, etc. This form of socialization is what could have taught the preschoolers racism, and it might not be very effective in teaching culture. However, advertising is a form of socialization because it's telling us what to eat, what to wear, which products to buy, and we become comfortable living with these constant messages. You may begin to wonder, if I learn everything through socialization, then who am I? Well, sociologists view the self as a process, something that's constantly changing. And Charles Horton Cooley employed the looking glass self strategy to basically help us understand ourselves. To sum it up, we use our sociological imagination to observe our own behavior. However, sometimes we are not even aware of indirect socialization that happens. For example, I speak English because everyone around me growing up spoke English, so I just learned it. To sum all of this up, socialization is learning culture by recognizing patterns in other people or other ways, like the television. And culture is shared ideas and understandings that allow the cooperation to create even bigger groups. This topic had me wondering what I was socialized to enjoy. For me, I realized that I was raised to watch hockey and football and recognize as those the best sports. My dad had the biggest impact on which sports I watched, and I still enjoy those sports to this day. So my question for you is, what have you learned from socialization that you might not have realized before? It could be from family, friends, coworkers, teachers, anyone or anything really. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments.